use the glue is one could be the egg, which is not used in this dish. The other one is flour. Flour is like a glue for the food. What we cooked this rice. Well, we cooked. They cooked for me, and they done a very good job because it's different than Indian rice. You see, it's all stuck together. But needs to be like that because what you need to do, the starch is there, and you can spread in your hand, and you can stuff with whatever you need and make a ball. So now we do the stuffing, and then we look at the technique how to do it. People always say you hand wet, but when you make it wet, it doesn't stick into the hands. So what we cook here is some local vegetable. You can start with meat, you can start with vegetable, you can start with anything. It was born stuffed with meat and beans, but now grown, you can stuff even with chocolate. And anything that you like, you can stuff with chicken, you can stuff with lamb, you can stuff with anything that you feel like. But cook it first. Don't think that it's going to be cooked when it's inside. So you have to cook the ingredients before. When you have got the ingredients cooked before, then yes, then it is easier. Okay, so the size of the rice is whatever you want. If you want to do a party and you want just big, you make it small. If you want to do a meal because you take it with you, you can have a bigger one. So we put some butter inside, so it gives some moisture in there. And we put this vegetable, and we put some cheese. Yes, some cheese is this. Yeah. So we have you can put some any kind of cheese you can put, and when you have here, we get some more, and you start. And look, you go to the rice. Okay? But if you put this in the frying pan like that, it will burst. So what we have to do is to seal it. To seal it is just flour and water, and then we do breadcrumbs. Have we got the breadcrumbs? Ah, it's coming. Okay. Yeah. So you can put in here. So the flour, just flour. Okay, and just plain water. It doesn't have to be too thick or too thin. I show you why. I don't want this to leave it. It's not good. So if it's too thin, then you add some flour. Some flour. You have to see that's the right thickness. You see, it's carry on. It's not dropping. It's carry on the liquid. It goes down like that. And we put this inside. Okay, so it's all full of flour and water, and we wait for the breadcrumbs to come out. But in the meantime, we can do different sizes. It's a nice flavor and soft a bit. Again, this is a smaller, but you can make any size. Always keep your hands wet, and also it will stick there. Again, with the flour and water. This is different sizes. This is for parties. This is for taking around the event. Now, when we can maybe start with the fish, and we finish this in a minute. The oils have to be very hot. We need which is not very hot yet. Oil, use always vegetable oil. Maybe we'll change this one. Yes. Yep. Okay. Yes. Needs to be very hot, the oil, and don't put your finger in there to make it to check if the temperature. I mean that the temperature is so. I show you a way to find out. Anyway, so we wait to carry on this. Food is you have to feel it. You can stop, carry on again. It doesn't have to be. Here we go to the breadcrumbs. Yeah. Look, here is a nice breadcrumbs. So we put this in there. Okay. And one. And you mold it. We can make it nice and squeeze it. Okay? Got a nice hole here and a nice little one here. So as soon as the oil is hot, then we fry them, and we're gonna present them. Now, yes, we can do the carpaccio now. The carpaccio is a word for raw meat or raw fish, but you have to be careful when you use raw fish or raw meat because it can be contaminated. So when you carpaccio, make sure that it's been frozen at very low temperature because you can kill the bacteria or eating up or making freezing up, and it kills the bacteria, and then you can eat the raw. We use a way to also cook it without cooking it as such. So what does it mean? It's that's a nice fillet. So we cut this in half. That's a nice local fish. And basically you have to cut very, 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 very thin. So pressing it, if you press, you get a nice thin fish. So you can feel that yeah. The thinner, the better, because we're going to cook with lemon, and cooking with lemon, it takes a bit more time to cook. So we do very thin. We have seen a lot of raw fish with the Japanese cuisine, sushi, but the Italian we do cook a lot. carpaccio. It is thin slices, easy to absorb all the lemon, which lemon, the acid that the lemon has got, it will cook through. And the risk is less and less. Okay. That's, yeah, make sure that it has to be see-through nearly. Okay. We have the carpaccio, try to use as a starter because you don't want too much raw fish. So you have as a starter the carpaccio, and this is can be starter if it's a small bowl, or main if it's a big bowl. It's being cooked to the rice with saffron. There is some herbs in there and some cheese to compact it. So the oil, how can we see if the oil is hot? First of all, if you look at it, it moves around. So it means that there is cooking. And the best way is with no, it's not ready yet. So we have to wait that it's on. So we put the fish to marinate it. That will be the right portion for a starter. And we need the salt. So it will absorb all the flavors. Pepper. If you like chili, you can put chili in there. But the main ingredient is the lemon. The lemon plays a big part because while we put this lemon on, it starts to cook. And you will see from white to change the color to here. So you leave this marinated here, and you leave on the side. So it's oil, salt, and pepper. That's the first part of it. And then we do all the rest to give it more flavors. This is at the moment it's like cooking with the acid of the lemon or lime, whatever you can have. Here, still is not ready, but we can wait. We can prepare the carpaccio with some salad, some rocket. Yeah. So cucumber, what I like to do in the cucumber is take off some of the skin and keep some because the skin has got a lot of protein and it is tasty. So what we want to do is to keep some and to take it off some of the skin. You see, like going upside. Then cut this very, very thin. Nice slices, thin slices. And we have nice thin slices. And we put on the bottom of the plate. So this will be part of the dish, and they will give you very nice pesto with cucumber. And we have some rockets somewhere. Yeah, this. Yep, that was enough. Thank you. Yeah, some salad. We have here, and we spread this all over. So we have a salad, colorful salad. If you have a different color, it's always nice because the dish you have to look first and then you eat it. So basically, we got a bed of lettuce and cucumbers. This is getting marinated now with the lemon, and we put some oregano as well. It's another flavor. We got some onion, red onion there, so it's absorbing all these flavors. And really, if there is anything that you want to add as a flavor because it's your own, you can. This is my style. I try to keep food simple, basic, so you can taste all the different flavors. So we put this in here. And again, put all the juice, some vinegar, this one, yes. Some vinegar, again, it gives a little bit of, but just a trickle to just to give a flavor and to again to cook it. And of course, it cannot be missed in Italian cuisine. A nice olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, the better. And the thing that is missing here is some color that we will give because it looks nice, but it's a bit blunt as color. So we a little bit of try to get as thin as possible. Again, pressing it does help to give you how much you want to take it off. The skin is better to try to get rid of the skin because what is difficult to digest in the peppers is the skin. So if you have a nice colorful, and you do just little tiny strips, because what we said that we want that it looks good, and the look good is just simple things, you know, two strips like that, that it will change the look of it. And really, here we have the perfection with the lemon and vinegar and olive oil. It's a nice and easy start to do. As simple as that. It's not difficult at all. And we're going to put here this so you can, but make sure that you use the process to be safe. It has to be frozen before you cut it. And this has been done. Now, let's see if this we're still waiting a little bit more for that. And we prepare the dish for the rice. Yeah. So again, make sure that the presentation is you're pleased with the presentation. Presentation is a good thing, and you have to make sure you want it. So in color is what presentation it does. You don't have to overdo it. Simple. Again, you need the color, and we give it this color here. Try to use everything and not to waste as much. Yeah, I'm using the same thing again. 1 and 2. 1, 2. But there is no wastage, and you use everything to look good. It looks like now it's working. Not yet. Why we want the oil very hot? Because if you the temperature have to reach very high temperature, because it will seal it. If you put in cold oil, the food absorbs the oil and it becomes like oil. You want to fry, you want crispy. You want to make sure that it's crispy. This is not a professional kitchen, so to heat up the oil will take a long time, but we will do it. We can achieve anything that everything is possible. Yeah. It will take time, but we gotta get it. So I have to make sure that is cooked properly. It's done properly. Otherwise, it's paying attention on what it is better. Because sometimes we rush into it and we don't produce the right food. But take your time, but do it properly. It's very important. If, for example, now I put in the oil and it wasn't right, I put back into the flour where it was the oil and put again the breadcrumbs. So it's covered in breadcrumbs. Don't put too much, otherwise it becomes big crust. I mean, we don't want a big crust on the yeah, we want nice and soft so that it goes through like this. Yes. The water. Yes. Yeah. So, any question so far? Because we are still waiting. Any questions on Italian food, on anything? Any questions? Is good the question. Please feel free to interact with me while we get to this done. Any questions? Yes.
Chef, regarding the fish we have used, it is completely the raw fish. So in Indian cuisine, we haven't go ahead with the raw, not raw meat generally. So is it completely good to have it?
Yeah, it's because the lemon is an agent with the acid that it cooks it. It's not cooked with the heat, but it's cooked with the lemon. It's an ancient way of cooking that you can cook in many different ways. You can cook under the sun with the heat, which is now the slow cooking. You can do in oil. You can cook in oil. You can cook in boiling, and you can cook in lemon. So it's one of the way of cooking. It's with it stays the same with the texture of a normal fish, but this through all the acid that goes through the fish. Yeah, and you will see that actually, I'll show you the difference of because it's important that you understand what I'm talking about. Basically, is while we wait for the oil to get off. Look at the color on this, look at the color on this. You see? It's because it's just cooking. While we are waiting, it's cooking. You see that the meat that's all white because the lemon is going to. This that's the rule as it was before. Look how white it is now because it's cooking. That's the color. That's the way. The way it's cooking. White and white. It's the lemon that is going to. Lemon or vinegar, they do a very similar job. Okay. All white. So, all the white that could be as well. Yes, yes, you can. You can do with anything. Yes. Yeah, we do cannarone or alcohol or alcohol rice. You can use all three of them. Or while the taking, you have to give the right timing to go through the left, go through, and so yeah. Then otherwise the getting yeah. Yeah. What through our course and our becoming wise. Yeah, so what is yeah.
Keep this in marination for
But half an hour, yeah, half an hour. Any kind of anything of fish, anything of meat. I prefer white fish, but you can use any kind of fish because the color with this color card the red fish. You will see, you think the eyes will tell you what's going on with it. Like this, it's still the same color, but it's going through because it's white.
Chef, will the stench still be there after adding the acid? Or will it vanish after the acid?
The acid, the lemon flavor is there. It's part of the marination, it's part of the fish, and it marries very well. Lemon and fish goes very well.
So the stench is going to
It's taken. It won't be, the acid is not there, but the flavor of lemon is there.
Chef,
The rice, there are different grain of rice and different starch that comes out of the rice. So you have to use the rice that you can spread in your hand. If you do with Indian rice, it won't stick together because the starch is not there. It's a less starch and it will open up. When you stuff it, it will break.
Are you asking about the supri?
The supri. The supri and arancini. Yeah. The question was the difference between supri and arancini. The supri is covered with egg. Okay. The arancini is covered with flour, and also the supri is with stuffed with the cheese pieces of cheeses when the garnish is done. Yeah, it's all okay, now that I've done my tour, I think the oil must be ready. And we go in with the rice bowl. Yes, now I can see it fine. When you use the fryer, make sure that you don't drop it, because if you throw in it, it will be your face. So go inside without putting the finger inside and drop it in there. So there is no splash whatsoever. It becomes better when it's done in a fryer, deep fryer, but it will give us the idea. It's not hot enough or sugary, but we cannot wait forever. But we get the general idea, and I show you when it's cooked what is inside and how you present it. Normally, we challenge Chinese because it's a food that they can eat by hand. There is no sauce, but lately when we do serve in a restaurant, we do serve with a little bit of tomato sauce if you wish, or you can put any sauce that you like, but originally it's without sauce. It's just fry it, you can buy the meat. Yeah, now it's frying slowly. You have to take your time because all the heat has to go inside, and being sealed, it takes longer to go inside. What we do normally, we wait that until you take out the oil and you wait until the heat goes through. Because sometimes if you don't give the right time, you find that outside is boiling, inside is stone cold, and you don't want to do that effect on people. You have to give it the time and make sure that the timing is important for cooking. The passion, time, and the commitment to food, because when you serve the food to the customer, they are paying for it. And if you don't want to disappoint them, if you're going to have your own restaurant or you're going to work for any restaurant, you want the people to come back to you because you pay attention on details on the food. The food that is key for them. Why would you pay for a food that you don't appreciate? Because it's cold inside and you wouldn't go there anymore. Maybe you pay, but that's it. You lose all the customers and that's it. You haven't got no business anymore. So make sure that you pay attention and you put the passion into your food because you will see customers will see that you've done it with passion and they will come back to you and they will tell their friends and you get popular, you get well known in the restaurant field. It's getting the color. We won't get. That's the color we want to get, but they have to be really hot oil, and the slowly is getting in there. What it gives the color is the saffron. When you cook the saffron, if you don't put the saffron on the rice, it would have been white. And no matter how long you're going to cook it, you can become brown and not go. And we want to give it this cold color. Yeah. Still is timing to consuming. In the meantime, any questions of anything, any kind of question? Feel free to ask me anything that you want to know. Yes.
Thickness matter during the cut of the fish?
Sorry?
Is there any thickness matters during the cut of the fish?
The cut of the fish is have to be very thin. Have to be very thin and try to cut vertical because the lines of the fish. You see? If you cut this way, then it would absorb the same way as this, because it goes the flavor, it goes in between the lines. So if you cut this way, the longer the lines, the more absorb the flavors. Any more questions? Want to know anything about Italian cooking? Do you want to know anything about business? I'll ask you. What? Yes. What do you want to be? What do you want to be in the future? Introduce yourself. Yeah. I can hear you very much.
Yes.
Yes.
You can
Yeah, so bring us down.
and speak
Yeah.
loudly.
Yeah.
I'm showing you I want to specialize in Indian.
Indian chef. You want to be an Indian chef. You got a lot of opportunity there because Indian chefs they are requested all over the world. Now, Indian cuisine is one of the most known cuisine in the world, and we need trained people that they inventive innovation in Indian cuisine. You are young, you know the basic, you are in a very good college that they tell you the techniques, then you use your brain to transform on your style and you will do it. So good luck for the future. We got an opportunity there to. The world is yours. Thank you. You, what you want to be?
I also want to be a Indian chef.
The kitchen. Yeah, you want to be a chef. Specialized in special cuisine or
Indian.
Indian? Only Indian. You don't like any other cuisine?
But I want to specialize in Indian. I like all the food.
Oh, good. Yeah, I like your answer because you know what you want. If you had to say anything, it's not the right answer. No, you want to specialize in something and then learn other techniques, other cuisine. Okay, very good. Yeah, the same again. You got a lot of opportunity. The world needs you, and you are the new people that can put the Indian cuisine, because the Indian cuisine is the culture of India. And when you transmit your culture through the food, it's the greatest thing to do. Good luck. You. Yeah, yes. What's your name?
My name is Aditi Karmata, and I'm a specialist in baking and confectionery.
Oh, very good. Yes, yeah, that's another good field. And again, it's being specialized on something. It's good you have to know everything in your kitchen. But if you are specialized and you got the you party and you are the person for this, it's the greatest thing to do. Specialize on something and you will have a great future. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's for all of you. You have to know your niche. You have to be different. You have to be specialized. You have to be yourself. And you learn through working, through learning, and through experience. But then you have to put your input. You say, and then you decide that works, that don't work. But your input is very, very good. It's very, very important. So make sure that you put your input in everything you do, and you can achieve the best thing. Hospitality is a new wave. There is hotels and restaurants that they don't open up around the world because they haven't got enough staff to work. And hopefully that you can travel, you can feed those gaps, and you are in the right institute there to learn as much as possible, and then to put on the plate for the people, and not just you on the kitchen. In the kitchen, also the front house people. There is a need of a lot of you. Specialize on a department. Specialize on your skills and be yourself. Because in the front of house, you have to be yourself. You have to be open. You have to be helpful. You have to be for the people. Everything is just to make them welcome and then them to come back because we need the customers and the customers, if they are pleased, they will come back. And it's your job to do it. And there is plenty of job out there, believe me, that you can. Okay, here it's getting there now. The little one looks ready. Yeah, make sure you got the paper. So we'll absorb the excess oil. It's a new oil, and it is not but it's not that far. The color it's very close, very close. So then you can have in your hand, and you can eat like that, or you can present in a dish like this, the arancina. Yeah, you can put a tip if you want or not. And I will show you when you open up how it looks like inside. Okay? It's nice and hot and colorful and tasty. So what you need is all this crust outside, moist and soft and taste and colorful inside. So that's the key of the arancina. You see, this takes more time because it's bigger and before it goes through the heat, it will take a bit longer. But you can decorate it first. Some decoration. So again, take off the excess of oil. There, a little bit of this, and because the arancina again I hope I made it easy and simple enough for you to experiment this and work through with different feelings, in different way. Maybe the first time it will break, but you remember the process and then it will work. It's nice and crunchy outside. The color is very close because the arancina is the orange color, and the taste is what is important. So we have the carpaccio and the arancina simply done, but no complicated. What you have to start to do is from simple, and then you experiment the decoration, the sauces, then you can work on it the way you want. But start simple, the basic is the home cooking and the basic of the kitchen techniques. I hope that I gave you some tips on basic Italian cooking, and feel free to ask all the questions to your teachers. You got people, teachers here that they've got so much knowledge and they want to give to you that knowledge. So feel free to ask any question to them, and we are in straight contact with them. Anything we work together. So feel free, and good luck to you all. You got a great future in front of you, and we are all waiting for you to develop your skills and to give you a job. I will be the first one to give you a job when you're ready. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, please. Good morning. Good
My
morning.
question is that how can you tell what a good quality pasta is?
What a good quality pasta is. Basically, more eggs there is in the pasta, the better quality is the pasta.
But if you're buying the packet ones, so what do we look for? Ingredients.
Garum wheat. When you do garum wheat is the best wheat, and there is pasta with eggs and pasta without eggs. Most of the pasta on the packet is without eggs because it can dry better, it takes longer, but you can be guided on the timing of cooking. Good pasta takes longer. So when you read and you see the timing, when you see 3 minutes, no. When you say 9 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, the longer the better because it's been done with the right rhythm, with the right process, dried up in the right way. And another
There is
guideline.
color difference also. Like some are like pale white and then some are like very yellow.
Yeah, that's the eggs, the quantity of eggs there is inside.
So the more eggs that
The more eggs, the more quality, the more costly, and the most.
is the one with more yellow, is it more healthier than the one?
Yes, yes, it's more. There's more protein than the water. Eggs and water. Yeah, water costs nothing. Eggs cost. There is protein on the eggs. Just water. But another guideline that I can give it to you is the price. The price, the most expensive is what is better. But in everything, unfortunately, it works that way. That it costs more. When you do things better, it costs more. The pasta is made quickly, it costs less when we pay attention and use the right machine. Because if you do the pasta in bronze, it costs more to do it, but it's better because it doesn't heat up too much the flour and it stays nice and moist.
Can you make a good pasta without a pasta machine?
Yes, you can. You have to use your
Because
muscles.
a lot of kneading
Yes,
goes into that.
yes. The machine, they've been invented just a few years back. Before the pasta had been there for many years. So they used to
How
use.
long do you need it for? Like
You have to first make the dough, cover it up, put in the fridge for half an hour at least, so it becomes all dense, and then you start to work. You have to work 20 minutes before, half an hour in the fridge, and another 20 minutes. Yeah.
1 hour.
1 hour. Yeah, you need at least an hour to make good pasta. Then you can stuff it, then you can shake it, you can do everything with it. Yeah, you can be specialized in pasta, and this is what we need in what I've seen in India. There's not many people specialized in pasta. They do just a few shapes, and if you can manage to specialize in pasta, you will see that a lot of people that will want to hire you because you specialize on something. Yeah. Yeah, there is books, there is information in the internet. You got your teachers, you can get all the information. But the main thing is how you feel it. You learn everything and then you make it. And that is the best pasta. Thank you. Yes.
One more the follow-up question is this: like how long the pasta can long last? Like if we make fresh pasta, like how long we can use that?
If you put in the refrigerator, you can keep a week for sure. Yeah. The guideline says 3 days because there is standard for everything is 3 days from when you prepare to cook it, but it will last a week. For experience, my experience, it will last a week without problem. Thanks. Yes.
Can you use semolina for pizza base?
For the pizza base, well, my recipe is 25% semolina, 75% double zero flour. Yeah. So yes, my answer is yes. There's some people that they use just semolina. It will be more crunchy. It will be more yellowy, and it's more like a bread than pizza. Depends how soft do you want, but in my recipe, I put 25% semolina.
Are you talking about the Indian semolina?
Yes, yes, ma'am. So there is a difference. It's white in color and it's finer than the semolina flour that you're talking about. It's not yellow at all. So it's white.
Our
Yeah.
semolina is not made from grano padano. It is a separate, different variety of wheat. So it will not be the same effect as Italian.
Yeah, but
So even if you want to use semolina, you can, but you will have to reduce the quantity because otherwise it will become very dry. The dough will become very dry, and our semolina takes a very long time to soak.
Texture.
yeah, fine soft. Okay, yeah.
It's white.
Okay, but what effect would do in pizza? Have an experiment. Would it be good for pizza, the semolina, Indian
It
semolina?
will take a very long time to, make it absorb water.
Moisture.
So you
Okay.
maybe have to soak it before and
Yeah, it would dry out. Yeah,
or maybe we have to experiment with a mixture of flour and if we have double of flour and semolina,
yeah.
maybe we'll have to make a dough and increase the quantity of water that we are taking.
But the answer to this is really you have to try. You have to experiment it. And you have to really try to add water, like chef says, moist before you put it together with the flour. You can use anything to do. You can use any kind of flour to be able to do pizza. You can do the chestnuts flour. You can do with anything, but you have to know the quantity. Just experimenting, and more experiments, more you try, more you do. The very important thing on pizza is the oven. Yeah, the oven has to be very high temperature oven, like with the fryer is important. Because if you cook in a normal oven at 220, it will become like this. So you need 350 at least to 400 degrees to cook pizza because what it does, it cooks outside and keeps moist inside. So you have to, it takes only 3 minutes to cook a pizza in the oven. And if you use a fire burn oven, it's 90 seconds. So it's
Chef, but at home we have only 200 degrees.
yeah, and
Only that.
they won't come out. It won't.
If we increase the time for
No, it becomes a biscuit. It becomes hard. It's the heat that we will get the top of it and it cooks it, and it's the timing that we need to do. If you keep longer, it dries all the moist, and you lose all the fragrancy of the dough. Thank you. Any more questions? No, nobody wants to know anything else. Good. You know everything now. Yeah. Guys, I must say, I see that you paying attention, you are interested. Maybe for the front of house people, it's less interested the cooking, but everything is important. You need to know everything what's happening in your business, everything that's happening in your hotel if you work in hotel. You have to know what food goes to the customer because they will ask you. They are saying, what food shall I eat? You needed to know what they are cooking in there. So get informed everything in your environment because you're going to be asked and you have to have an answer. You don't want to look at, I don't know. You say, where are you working? Because they ask a question because they want answers. And you should be there to give the answers. Actually, it's more the front of house people they ask the question, they get the question asked because the customer doesn't go to the kitchen and ask to the chef, just to the front of house. So get all the information. So it's very important to understand processes and to understand what's going on in the business.
I have some question.
Yes.
Sir, like in Italian cuisine, the Tuscany region plays a very major role. Can you tell about the Tuscany cuisine?
I didn't understand the question.
In Italian cuisine, Tuscany region plays a very vital role.
Yes.
Can you tell about the Tuscany cuisine?
Okay. Yes. As I said, like in India, the different foods and different ingredients that you find in different regions is all different. When before people that wasn't traveling a lot, so they used to use wherever they are around them. If it was water around, they use more fish. If it was more land, they use more meat. Vegetable, as everyone used. It's about the influence. In the years, we had people from different countries to come and conquer our countries, and the legacy there. For example, in Italy is a very small country compared to India, but still we have a different cuisine from the south to the north. The south was conquered for many years over the Arabic. So we got the influence of Arabic cuisine. When from the north we had the Austro-Hungaric influence. So, for example, the arancina, I told you the story about the Arabic, they want to eat the rice. So this is a dish that comes from the Arabic. When stroganoff is in Italy, we do a lot of stroganoff in the north of Italy. It's from the Austro-Hungaric, it's from the Germans, it's from. So we get influence from the people that they've been there and they do their own way. It's like a lot of Indians that they come to Europe, then they cook their own things and then develop a different cuisine because they have got the right ingredients that you find in India. So they have to make do their cuisine with what they find locally. And in the years that's developed by Italian, not just in Italian cuisine, but all over the world you find the same answer. Thank you very much, guys. I hope that the little information I could give in such a little time was important to you to give more perspective in food. It's two things that is normally in your cuisine, but you can increase in what you're going to do. It's something to open up your mind and to be internationally viable. Again, anytime you want to ask questions, they are so great. They can give you all the answer they want. If they haven't got the answer, because we don't know everything, I don't know, nobody knows everything, they will get the answer and they will do it. So don't be afraid to ask questions. No questions is a stupid question. I wish you all good luck for the future, and I hope to see you soon in my next time in India. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Before we let Chef Enzo go, I would like to say a big thank you, on behalf of the students who are here, on behalf of IIHM. Chef Enzo has been a great supporter of IIHM, and he has done some classes before. I remember they were as interesting as was the class today. Today was just a door that was opened in the vast cuisine of Italian cuisine. So these are just two very nice recipes that Chef Enzo said. But as he said that, no question is a stupid question. So even after this, if you have any questions in mind, Chef Enzo is there. We are all there. Chef Kak, Chef Somnath, Chef Manish, everyone is there. You can ask questions. But yes, you have started the fire, so to say, and I'm sure they will get more and more interested. We got a lot of questions about pasta. Hopefully, we will have a pasta queen in the making. Yeah. Who knows? And of course, no question can be any small question, because that is going to just increase your knowledge about the cuisine. Some of you want to do Indian cuisine, some of you want to do bakery and confectionery. I'm sure some of you are interested in Italian cuisine, French cuisine. But as Chef Enzo said, the basics are very important, and that's what you learned today. So Chef Enzo, thank you so much from the students, from us, for always being there and for this wonderful masterclass. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.